while you're talking, just so you know, I will embed this on the FBA master site.
Excellent.
But we are now live, waiting on a few people to join us here. We welcome you all to the AMZ Shark.
And have you demo and people show up.
My
great.
Lord!
If not, it's great content for later on.
Someone's talking to me behind this. That's me talking behind the scenes, and this is really weird. Hold on here.
While you're talking, just so you know, I will
Is someone not muted?
I'll just freaking mute it for a second. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, if you have headphones, that would be better.
Me talking behind the scenes is really weird. Hold on here. While you're talking, just so you know, I will
Is someone not muted? It's the Twilight Zone.
I know it is. It's like I've heard this before.
I have some deja vu.
Yeah, if you have headphones, that would be better.
So is there a, I mean, can we see how many people are on?
Right now we're sitting at, hold on, this is driving me nuts.
Hold on. While you're talking, just so you know,
Do you have it up in multiple screens?
it's the Twilight Zone. I know it is. It's like I've heard this before.
I have some deja vu.
Yeah, if you have headphones.
I do not.
We're good. It's my fault. All my bad. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Yep, I had it going in a freaking other screen. So my apologies, everyone who was wondering what the hell I was doing. That's my bad here. We got 6 viewers right now. It'll increase throughout the night. I have it live on the FBA Master blog. So if anyone's out looking at that right now, I'm going to be moderating the most of this event tonight. Theron here is going to be kind of the show. He's waving and everything. He's got that brilliant ceiling fan behind him. Who knows what to do? And is that a bear or a cat over there?
Oh, dear. On which side? This side?
That one. Is that a bear over there?
Yeah, there's it's from college graduation. We had like a bear, and we had everyone sign it and everything. You know,
very nice.
TV.
I will apologize ahead of time if I am as random as humanly possible. That's everyone knows it's me. Even John and Mike, the two people that are behind the scenes a lot with FBA Master, they think I'm a lunatic. They're like my handlers, making sure that I don't do anything crazy, because that's pretty much what I do all the time.
Sounds good.
So before we get started here, let's just go ahead and have you give a little background about yourself. You said you're up in Michigan. All your co-parts are across the world. And just give me a little background about you and what you do and why in the hell I invited you here tonight.
Yeah, so I'm here on behalf of AMZ Shark, the software that we're going to be demoing tonight. I am friends with the two co-founders who basically live in other countries and are sleeping right now. That would be Cameron and Matthew. And then we've got another girl, Caitlin. So there's a team of 4 of us doing this. And Cameron's in Thailand. Matt's in the UK. So we're a little bit spread out. And I am basically, my background.
Questions. Now, how in the heck did you get involved with people in Thailand and all over the world?
Yeah, totally. So my background is mostly in marketing and business. And so I went abroad to work at a company in Asia, and that's where I actually met Cameron. So I started my own business while I was there selling information products, and I was living in Thailand at the time on my own. And then I met Cameron, and Cameron is, as I said, he lives there, and he's been there for a while. And that's how we originally connected. And then got into the Amazon stuff, and we kind of reconnected about software, and now I'm part of the team doing outreach and community engagement and just making AMZ Shark as cool as possible. And then I do my own kind of, I have e-commerce background, sort of, not as much as I would like, but I've sold a lot of books in the past on Amazon and half.com and eBay. I used to run an eBay store back in high school.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of e-commerce, a lot of packaging, a lot of going to the post office.
I understand. The moment that I figured out I was big time was the moment I had UPS stop at my house. I thought that was the coolest freaking thing in the world. So I'm right there. I understand 100%. So before we go into the demo, and just so everyone knows, we're not trying to sell you anything tonight. This is a part of Tech Tuesday. So what my job is, the FBA Master, is to kind of show you all the awesome softwares and technologies that are out there for you guys, so that if it's something you need now, great. There's actually a full blog post on FBAmaster.com that Theron wrote about kind of how to get your listings at the top of search engines, which I know I'm going to quiz you about later because my background's digital marketing. I do a lot of SEO-based stuff and arguments and the whole land, so I imagine we'll talk about that. But that's on there. It tells you a little bit about Amazon or AMZ Shark. How do you say this? Amazon Shark is AMZ Shark. I want to say
personally, I go with the how it's spelled, so I always say AMZ Shark, but you can call it Amazon Shark. Whatever floats your boat, really.
So AMZ Shark was something that was brought to me a few weeks ago. I've been playing around with it. I love it. Some really great information you can gather from it. And what I've asked Theron to do tonight is to really walk through some use cases of kind of why you would ever want to use this software, what it can actually be used for. If you're watching for the first time and never heard it, he's going to give you a little background on that too. And if you are a private label seller and are trying to get your product to the top of a list or trying to find a product, Theron's going to show you a little bit of information about that too. So why I go pee, I'm going to leave it to Theron because I was working with Comcast earlier. It was a pain in the ass. I apologize ahead of time. But I'm going to let you do a little AMZ Shark background, and then we'll go to the demo after that. So you go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So AMZ Shark is, I wonder if I can share my screen yet. 1 second. Not sure. Let me just make sure. I don't know if you can see my screen right now, but it's AMZ Shark's homepage. We're basically a toolkit that has about 6 functions and features which we allow you to do all sorts of really cool stuff, which I'm going to go over, like rank tracking for your product, for other products, sales tracking, and that was my dog who just barked. So sometimes she might chime in.
I got some cats that may chime in, so that's okay.
The what?
I got some cats that may chime in, so that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear my dog? While
yes,
you were
I did.
away?
On my way back from the bathroom.
Yes, totally. Yeah, she's a good one. But yeah, can people see my screen yet, or how is it? Yep,
you are good to go.
All right, so we are on the homepage. Basically, this is the homepage. We've got this nice, good-looking guy here. He's our mascot. I don't know his name personally, but he's awesome.
Really needs to be Chris Wilkie or Carl, my cat. Just going to throw that out there as possibly something to move forward with.
Yes, totally. And I just wanted to reiterate what you said earlier. Like, AMZ Shark is a premium software. It costs $50 a month to start off with. We're going to give you a little bit of some bonus at the end of the show. There's no pressured sales here. If you can afford it in your business and if it's going to help your business, then it's worth it. We have a free trial, so it's worth it to try it. And that's my super hard sales pitch. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you what it does, and you can judge for yourself. So let's go on a journey together. Are you ready, Chris?
I am very ready. Let's do it.
All right. So if you got any questions as I go through this, you just let me know. And
if I annoy you with questions as we go through this, let me know, because I know that sometimes I'm very curious and have a lot of questions.
Very well. So, all right, I'm just going to go into the main dashboard. Oh, I'm supposed to be at a different screen. I'm supposed to be at the welcome screen. So we got 6 different things, and I'm going to go through and show you a few of them in kind of an order of the process of being of selling something on Amazon. So when you're selling something, you want to do product research first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're
I want
gonna.
to find a product. The first thing I'm going to do is try to figure out what the hell I'm going to sell. It's great to have ideas, but just to have an idea of what I think is a good product and what the market thinks is a good product are two completely different things. So that was kind of the first reason I fell in love when I was looking at AMZ Shark, was because I was kind of going, wait a second, this gives me some data to back up my craziness or to tell me I'm just a stupid idiot.
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing in the journey of getting on Amazon, we're going to be able to use Amazon Shark's Niche Scout. So the Niche Scout is our newest feature, which we're just really excited to show you guys. And we're just going to jump right into it. So if you just click over here on Niche Scout, Niche Scout. It's, I don't know, it's a French, it's a French word.
Hey, if you wanted to go French with it, it's great.
The Niche Scout. Okay. Basically, I've already run some queries over here. If you guys,
anyone who's wondering or just searches, just so you know, I know that sometimes I'm a big who does that in my day job. I'll start saying vocabulary that I have no idea that no one else knows. So if you do that, I'll just stop you and explain it. So don't worry about it.
I appreciate it. So I've run some searches for different keywords. So when you are starting out on Amazon, right, you're trying to find something to probably private label. This is this is something that you know, you want to private label. You want to try to find something you can sell that's already been made. That's what the basic of private labeling is. It's
okay. So I got a question. Can we do a use study over like an idea that I have right now?
Yeah. What kind of idea do you have?
Okay, so I love beer. Everyone that knows me, I'm a huge beer fan. So let's think about like bottle cappers for the home brewers.
A bottle capper. I know what this is because my dad and I made a batch of beer.
That red thing that you hated because it wouldn't work half the time, but you had to bottle it with it.
Yeah, it's got these two clamps down, and you gotta have two people. You gotta have three hands, honestly.
Yeah, so let's see what I could do if I wanted to private label something like that.
Sweet. So let's go into Amazon, and you got the idea.
Bottle capper. That's the one I've been looking at. I'm just gonna throw that out there for everybody.
You said say that again.
Red Baron, Red Baron bottle capper.
So this is.
Hey, I've sold that one before. Yeah, that's the one.
There's a really nice bottle capper.
That's the one I've sold, so it's very, very nice.
It's super. It's just so shiny and
red.
So let's say we're interested in selling these bottle cappers, which there are tons of them. So let's open it up and let's get some details. And the first thing we're going to do with AMZ Shark in this situation is, as I was saying, use the Niche Scout. So let's type in, we'll go this keyword exactly. So I'm going to copy and paste Red Baron bottle capper and paste it right into the Niche Scout for the United States. Right now we're developing international, but I believe most people are in the US right now. So, but we do have the UK going. Now the Niche Scout's going to take a minute to run, and let's go back. And what I also want to do is type in. I want to examine the search results for just a bottle capper, because this is another keyword that we're probably going to be interested in. Is that true?
Okay. Yep, I would assume so, because a lot of people don't name a bottle capper by the name.
So we might scout for bottle capper, and
oh, look, the other one came back up.
It did. It did come up. Very cool. Red Baron bottle capper. So sometimes these take really quickly. Sometimes, I guess it depends how many people are using the processing power. So it's going to try to pull as much information as it can from the listings. And these listings down here with incomplete data are because they just don't have enough information inside of them.
Okay.
Like a lot of these have 1 review or 0 reviews. See these with 0 reviews, they just they're not like real legit listings. But for this very specific keyword, you've got these 4 ones. You've got the straight up Red Baron bottle capper, and the Niche Scout gives you an at a glance statistics, which you can kind of see what's going on under this keyword inside of Amazon.
Okay.
So it looks like the first one, what I look at first, I'm going to kind of go through it, my own user experience, is I'm looking at the estimated monthly revenue. So what is what are people spending on this? How many units are being pushed out? So it looks like around 500 units on the first 2 or 3.
Sounds about what I sold the last 2 months, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And the next thing what we can also see is that our direct item is the first one. This third one,
we have pictures, and the third one is a bunch of bottle caps.
Yeah, the third one, these aren't even the actual item. So when it's really specific like that, these things will happen. So let's go back and look at, because I'm pretty sure the Red Baron comes up in our other search result. Yeah, it's the first one.
Search result there.
It's still the search result for bottle capper. So let's go into that one. This one gives a little more, probably more rounded information. Yeah, so now we see like actual bottle cappers up in the beginning.
Red would be a key thing to sell them. It's the only thing I got.
The red is the key. That's the key piece. They got to be red, man. And clearly the red one is kicking ass. It's got.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at the numbers there. I mean, just as a person who's been using this for about a month, I'm looking at this, the Red Baron bottle capper in the category of bottle cappers, which when you search terms, something you do have to realize is that it's not what you search. A lot of people don't go on and search Red Baron bottle cappers. No one has any effing idea what that is. Someone who's starting homebrewing is going to search bottle cappers. It's a more generic keyword, and thus it's going to drive a larger amount of search results through that. So when you do use this or any type of search engine kind of rating system, make sure you use the kind of the broader keywords, because you're going to find that what you would consider is a good search is not what I would consider a good search, or what my father-in-law would consider a good search.
Yes, precisely. Precisely. Because another, I see, I'll see if there's a Niche Scout thing for the yoga mat.
I can't do yoga, I'm sorry. I tried. Carl looks at me weird, my cat. It's just kind of awkward. Anybody that knows Carl from the Facebook groups, Carl's one of those cats that I may have scarred for life and will never come out from under the bed.
Nice. Well, one of the examples, I don't have it in this particular account, but the other account I did a yoga mat and then yoga mat design and then yoga mat like the material that I wanted or the thickness. So these are the kind of terms that I do yoga on occasion. I haven't bought a yoga mat, but I was looking at different keywords, and that's something that you want to do when you're searching, is you want to think about what's the important selling factor for someone. And for me at that time, it was like, I want a yoga mat with like a freaking tree on it, you know? So,
well, yeah, it's like a bonsai tree or whatever you call it.
Exactly. So I typed in yoga mat design, and it gives a lot of rich results. So let's go back into bottle capper real quick, and then we'll go into yoga mat. I just want to go.
I'm sorry to drag you off of the topic. It's just the way I do it just makes more sense when it's something I've used before. And
oh, totally. Totally. So basically, there's a lot of rules out there and a lot of courses telling you different things. Your price, I wouldn't sell anything for less than $10. In fact, 15 is probably the minimum threshold in my opinion, and also from a lot of places that I've seen. A lot of courses and a lot of gurus have said between $15 and $40 or $50 if you can get that kind of price point. And they also have different ideas for BSR, which is the sales rank here. This is your bestseller rank. And these are the important factors.
For everyone who didn't catch that, and I haven't even known this until the last few weeks, BSR means best sales rank. That is something that a lot of people have no idea what the hell you're talking about. So thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Nice. Yeah, you're welcome. So bestseller rank is different for each category, right? So in these are actually in 2 different categories for these top 3 results. We got a kitchen and dining, and then we have an industrial, and I don't know what it is actually.
Scientific, I believe.
Industrial and scientific. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, there it is. If you hover over it, it gives you the answer. And so you got to take into account sometimes that these 2 BSRs right here, 7,000 and 2,000, are in different categories. So
Okay.
keep an eye on that when you're checking these things. These two you can compare even more easily. But a BSR, some people will just give like a flat across the board 10,000 or less and just kind of say something like that to shoot for when you're looking and scouting for a product.
Okay.
The other really important thing is reviews. So these reviews are, you could compete with these because they're only in the hundreds or so. It may sound like a lot, but you got someone over here that's got 3 reviews with this bottle capper, and he's pushing $1,200 a month in 60 units. So it looks like this guy has actually just entered this niche and is going for it.
Okay. Now, can I ask you one other question, just looking at this page?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 2, I guess. Let's start with the top one here. I see up by the American flag a shark score. Could you explain what a shark score is?
Yes, definitely. And thank you for reminding me about the Shark Score. So Shark Score is a score that we have actually created a proprietary algorithm within AMZ Shark, taking into account tons of data points, lots of data points, numbers and numbers and numbers. And we kind of determine how competitive this keyword is in this kind of niche, this at a glance. And the lower it is, the less competitive. So if I just go back quickly and show you the query page, you can see the Shark Score over here on the right. So anything getting up there, let's see the highest. The highest we got.
The lower the number, the better it is. In a roundabout world, it's not always like that, but generally.
Yes, it's a very general thing. So it's like, it's looking at those review numbers. How many reviews are there? Because maybe, let's see if this level, this 74 right here, that might have like, yeah. So I just went into a Shark Score of 74.
Yeah. Hold on, just 1 second there. Are you telling me there's $111,000 in monthly revenue in hair loss stuff?
There is, man.
What? You've got to be shitting me. I'm sorry for the language, people, but that's ridiculous. Look at the top 3 there. That's a quarter of $1,000,000 in the top 4 products.
Yes, that's a lot. People do not want to be losing their hair.
I'm going to lose my hair. It's a fact of life, but that is ridiculous. I didn't even. I would have bet you thousands of dollars that wouldn't have been the case. I'm very surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. And that's a pretty general term, hair loss shampoo.
Yeah, that is. Now, I guess while you're on this page, what do the stars represent? Because I see stars up in all of those boxes there. And am I looking for a lot of stars, few stars? What am I looking at there?
Yeah, so definitely. The average sales rank over here, the 3 stars is good because the average is like 1,500. And like I said a minute ago, some people say 10,000 or less as a catch-all for the BSR. So this is the average BSR of these products in this snapshot, and 3 stars are good. So in that case, they're good. I'm pretty sure they're all good. I'm trying to remember. Yes, they're. So the higher the stars, the better it is for you. Because over here on this right, the average review count, 950. This is not fun to compete with.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So basically, it's saying, look at this. Top one has got 2,300 reviews. This top one's got 4,000 reviews, etc. And this is not something where it's easy to come in with 3 reviews and try to get some market share. And that
makes sense.
And that's also why the Shark Score is actually pretty high, is at 74. But the other indicators are pretty good, which are just at a glance indicators. I mean, the average monthly revenue is strong. It's 45,000. That's an average for each product or each listing, which is pretty crazy. And an average price point in our range of $15 to $40. So the more highlighted stars you see, the better. Okay,
that's easy enough. Because a lot of people, and this is not downing people or anything, but the easier we make it for people, going the more stars, the better. The lower the Shark Score, the better. It's better off for you. I mean, it's a lot easier that way. The skill or the requirements you're looking at are a lot better. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So the Niche Scout, it gives you a good analysis for just at a glance looking at some keywords. And what you should do when you're looking for a proper item to do to private label, you don't want to rely on the niche scout alone. You want to go in and you want to see what your competitors' listings are looking like. You want to do your thorough research. You want to get into as many keywords as possible. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So it's a good indicator at a glance, but you definitely got to do your research and also your gut, man. Sometimes your business gut is telling you this is the one. And that's another valuable resource, personally, I think.
You know what? And I think that is something that Mike and John and I all will preach and preach. It's great to get that initial first impression on something, but your research overall is what should make a decision. You should never listen to someone like me. I hope I can give you some advice and push things out to you that you would never have thought about, but do your own research. That's important.
Yes, totally. So let's go and look at this bottle cap. So we got bottle capper. Let's stick with this keyword for now.
Now, if you get me to sell these things, I'm going to be, and I've packed up like 2,000 of these in the last year. So I've sold these before. I understand what they are. Got a hell of a deal on them. But I would like for you to show me, if I was going to go into private label on these, how to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And so the next step that we might want to look at is the keyword explorer. So this is going to be a really good thing for, let's just type in bottle capper. So I'm going to enter my primary keyword. This is going to seed a report that's going to give me a lot of good data that we can use to brainstorm and understand more things.
So now why this is running, is this very similar to like a Google keyword planner, where it's going to pull in the keyword topics around your keyword instead of just your keyword?
Yes, exactly. It's going to try to append different types of keywords from everywhere. It pulls information from Amazon. It pulls information from Google. It pulls information from other sources. So it's kind of a catch-all. And we get these search volumes and such from Google, I do believe.
Okay, so now just so everybody realizes, in the world of search marketing, there's different kind of categories along the way. So I could market a search in Yahoo, but there's not as many users as people use Google. So when Google actually prices out their ads that they run, they do it based upon search volume, which is that second column you see there, and then they will end up giving you an estimated cost per click, which is, say I know every 10 clicks I get 2 sales. As a marketer, I know that as long as I can sell over the volume of $2.18, it's worth my investment to do that. So this information for a digital marketer or someone who's been in that field before is extremely valuable, because we want to know how many people are clicking on it, we want to know how many people are searching on it, and that information in itself is beyond valuable.
Yes, totally. And this just gives you a good idea, just a really ballpark figure for when you're thinking about Amazon PPC and also Google PPC. Because yeah, it's gonna take a minute. So
yeah, fine. And when you're doing the pay-per-click now, for instance, I used to do shampoo. My PPC or my pay-per-click would run at about 17 cents.
Not bad.
And I knew out of the stats they provided me, and you can all see that in the most recent blog that I did about pay-per-click advertising, that out of every 3 people that clicked my link, I made a sale, which is an extremely high level of stuff that usually doesn't happen. But I was able to sell those products for about $60 a pop. I had $3 in it. I made a lot of money. But this information is a private label person or someone who's looking if a product's good or if it's not. It is very good to look at that it gives you a relative cost point per click on the number of people who are going through it.
Yeah, it's very important to consider when you're thinking about a product, because you can see some of these other items down here. I mean, these women's watches, they get a pretty low search volume, 22,000. I mean, it's pretty low in the world of search. But
that's still a lot of people, but it's low in the world of search.
I mean, I guess I'm comparing to maybe like an iPhone case, which would
it's no hair loss product, but I understand.
But $4.29, it's pretty hefty.
But now that is one thing I do have to bring up, is that the higher the cost per click doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad purchase. It may mean two things. Number one, there's just no search to back it up. So there may be a really high cost per click on that. The other thing is there may be a really high volume of competition on the other side that is going to drive up that price. So I may work for a client at my current job, and if we do a broad term, it's just not going to pull in as much because we have a ton of different competitors that are bidding that up.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I agree with your statement that usually the higher I would avoid it, but I do also think it's important to tell people that there are some factors that run into that cost per click area.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't.
And I'm sorry, this is a digital marketer coming out, and I've been drinking wine all night, so I'm just going to talk and hope you give your presentation, and I'll fill up the free time.
For sure. So we got our search results, and they're actually pretty low in comparison to some of our other ones. I'm kind of surprised. I've never seen one with only 21. So we'll just go in and see what they have to say. So bottle capper caps, bottle capper for homebrew,
I like that.
bottle capper kit, corker, agata, tool bench, labels. So it's appending all these different things. And then it also will pre-append things like a crown cap spear under this.
Which is what they call the little caps that go on top of them. They're crown caps.
Mm-hmm. So it examines a lot of the related terms that people might be interested in and according to your product. And now this can be used in many ways. This isn't just like copy and paste and put into a, well, that's one way actually. You can copy and paste and put it into a PPC campaign if you wanted to.
Yes, that would be a very good idea to use that for.
Yes. And we actually have a video on AMZ Shark's YouTube channel where Cameron goes through and does that. So check that out if you have the time. And
it's a way to estimate the amount you're going to spend too, because you get the estimated search volume plus all the keywords that go into that, and you can put that into a pay-per-click campaign, give your minimum bid, and you can estimate your cost ahead of time.
Exactly. But yeah, just ahead of time. That's actually a good idea. You can download this as a CSV. Very cool stuff. So you can it pretty much gives you a spreadsheet of that. Just to show you a little bit more of a robust one, let's look at the coffee machine. This is under UK, so sweet. Let's check it out. So the coffee machine, it's going to give you tons of different things. Filter coffee machine of Krups. It's got brand names inside of it. Coffee machine with milk steamer. Like these are the things that people are searching for that you can't think of all the variations on your own sometimes.
High level keywords that everything will roll up into. So if I look here, it may say coffee machine glass, but people are searching coffee machine glass and coffee machine glass jug. And just because it doesn't sound like an intelligent search to you, doesn't mean that's what people aren't searching. That's the one hardest part to get through anyone's head that's starting either private label or search marketing. They don't get that what they think isn't what other people search.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, let's type in coffee machine glass jug. Let's see what that even does, to be honest. Let's go back to...
And I know and I apologize for taking you off track there, but I think that's a really important point that a lot of people miss.
Yeah, totally. Because, I mean, this is a demo not just of the software, but of how to approach thinking about private labeling. And you can use these tools. You don't even have to use AMZ Shark. There are other tools to do this, but go to things that expand keywords, and they can give you brand new ideas. So perhaps you have coffee machines are a huge seller. Coffee is a huge seller. So all the coffee accessories are really unique niches that you can look into. And another thing you can do is you can straight up use the keyword tool to get a new keyword and then to retype it into like literally keyword inception into the tool. So we could like type in
inside of a dream.
Yeah.
Now here's one thing that I think that some of our viewers right now, the 23 of them that are there, may think about this. So you may be wondering if a product you're about to sell is going to be a great one. You may be sourcing it retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. You may not be into private label yet. This isn't a tool that is solely for private label, though. You can actually find out the number of people who are searching it and the sales volume on those searches. So you can kind of do a quick estimate in your head. Okay, wait a second. I'm about to sell this item, and it gets 20,000 searches a month, and I know that the average sales volume through it is $7,000. So you can kind of estimate some of your sales by using this tool and pushing it that way. I know that's probably not how it's designed to be used, but for someone who thinks outside the box, that is something I would consider doing.
Oh, totally. That's a great idea. I hadn't thought of that before.
Yeah, that's why you have me around, or the random guy who does a interview with you. But yeah, nonetheless.
There you go. Very cool. So let's so that's the Keyword Explorer. There's the possibilities are endless.
Okay, I think we got that. Now, what would be your kind of next step? We got about 10, 15 minutes here left. And I've got to ask you about super URLs because someone was offering me those for ungating earlier. I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. So if you could show me the other stuff in like 10 minutes, I'll spend a little bit of time on super URLs and try to figure out what they are.
Yeah, definitely. Let's we can go into super URL. Okay, real quick. If we follow the process of like looking for stuff, let's just breeze through the other ones as well.
Nope, not a problem.
Which are still awesome, but
now I've got my good friend Brian here. He's asking if you start selling this shit because people are using it for that term, do I get a new marketing tact for it? Brian, you're my friend. I love you, but I don't think so. I just want to let you know that. But I got friends who are sitting here watching and going, no, that's a good idea. Maybe nonetheless. Go ahead.
There you go. There you go. So search rankings, this is one of the most important things for when you have a product and you've chosen your product. So let's say you've already sourced something. We have some examples already in here. But basically, the search rankings is important to understand where your stuff is showing up. So I'm going to use this example for the gaming mouse down here. Okay. So I'm going to go back into Amazon, and I'm just going to type in gaming mouse. This is a pretty broad term.
Yeah.
And what I did is I pulled off one of these items and then put it inside of the rank tracker. You can rank track any item on Amazon, anything that has an ASIN. And you can basically do that. What's up?
Well, my wife is coming over here. She was giving me a kiss real quick.
Aww.
So you just go ahead and keep on talking, and I'm going to let her come over here.
Yeah, so you go to manage products, and then you basically can add a product here, and then it will go. And then what happens is you want to add the products first, and then you're going to add the keywords second. So once you have your product added, you need to think of the keywords that you want. So one way...
Did you pull that from your Keyword Explorer?
Yes, I was exactly about to say that. I was going to say one way to do this is to look at a competitor and see if perhaps they're not ranking for certain keywords that you may have discovered inside the Keyword Explorer. You can literally go in and paste the keywords into this Manage Keywords section, and then you go to Add Keywords, and then you just can paste them in here. Now, I already added...
That's something that I will tell you guys, that's something we actually do in the digital marketing space when we want to rank as similar keywords to a product. Now, that is probably a so-called black hat or not orthodox way of doing it. But if you do want to rank similar or close to what a product typically is, you could do that by taking all of the keywords they would typically be searched for and putting those in there, just as a random back thought type of thing.
Yeah, totally. So in the example of our gaming mouse, well, I mean, let's say we're private labeling a gaming mouse, which is quite easy. What I already have in here, I've already put in some variations. I put in USB gaming mouse, optical gaming mouse, wireless gaming mouse, wired gaming mouse. Now this is an example, like I could type in gaming mouse into the Keyword Explorer and then get these. Now I have 4 for here right now, but you could get literally hundreds and then paste them back inside the keyword ranking. and then set it. And then let's go back in and look at the gaming mouse and see where it's ranking for these particular keywords. Now, so we have the mouse here is the first one, and it's ranking for 5 keywords, and it shows kind of a rank increase over the history. So we're going to push show rankings over here on the button, and it's going to show me here wired mouse, USB, gaming mouse, optical, wireless, gaming mouse. So it's actually ranking #1 for wired gaming mouse. So some people...
So is that based upon the search term that you had up top?
Yep, so this is the search term. So if I type, I can copy this, wired gaming mouse, and type it into...
And it's going to appear exactly as those results do on AMZ Shark.
Yes, so here's the mouse, the electricity mouse. And that's our mouse that we're rank tracking here. So it's on the first page for gaming mouse, which is good. Optical gaming mouse, it's, I don't know, 15 is first page, but yeah, so this is one way to... Go ahead, what?
Are there about 15 results on the first page on general?
I think there are. I should know this number, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what you leave all the guys overseas for, is to let them think of those numbers.
This looks like
I
1.
understand.
But yeah, I think it's still on the first page with 13. And for wireless gaming mouse, I'm surprised it's even ranking for that, but because it's a wired mouse.
Wired mouse. So if you look at his results there and 4 different search terms, and now the cool part you can do is take those search terms, go to the keyword search feature, search those and see how many people are searching those per month, and then see how much sales volume is coming through those per month. So you can actually duplicate or take your same information that you have here and get valuable information by using the Keyword Explorer and finding out that detailed information that can tell you how much sales are going to go through it.
Exactly. And so also...
Yeah, that's a chart.
Yep, we got a chart. So let's look at the wired gaming mouse chart, because, oh, it doesn't have very much information.
Well, it's a dot. That's a very good chart. That's a dot. I wish that was in my econ class.
Actually, yeah, it's just rank 1 for a long time, it looks like. So we're going to hide that graph. So in the one where it's moving, over here on the right is the present time. So if you look at the date, as I hover over this, for today, the rank is 11.
And it's going to vary over time. It's not going to be at the same spot every time. If anyone thinks it's going to be, you're probably wrong, or you are at a wired gaming mouse and just have a killer listing.
Yeah.
Sales rank will change during time, and that is something we preach when you look at a sales rank of any item, that depending on the price, if I lower the price to $1, my sales rank is going to be 100, or it's going to be 1. I mean, it just depends on price, demand, and supply. It's just all of that built into 1.
Yep, exactly. And we got some cool tools here. The red and green are the trends. Red is 7-day, green is 30-day trailing average, and the blue one is the actual rank for that day.
It looks like my stock account.
Well, I hope it goes up.
Well, yeah, so do I, but that is kind of what my stock account looks like.
Sweet. So that's the search rankings tool. Very powerful, especially for tracking items, looking at competitors, and tracking your own items. Very, very sweet stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
So let's go next into the sales tracker, because it kind of goes hand in hand with search rankings. And it's kind of more of a in-depth from the Niche Scout. So the sales tracker, if you want to add a new product, you can add any ASIN. You just click it here and add it. But it might take like a little bit of time, especially to show the history. So if we click on the first one, which is some sort of professional, it's a pore face cream that we've been tracking. If I just show the sales, it's going to be
$9,000 with that. This is just fast. This blows my freaking mind.
Yep, that's cosmetics. And
I would never use something like that. I use like dish soap on my face. I'm not sure if that counts. It's probably something like that.
I don't know. We could type in dish soap face wash. That's a new niche for you.
Well, I'll stick with the bottle cappers. We're okay.
So these are estimates, and no one's estimates are perfect. Don't let anyone tell you in any software Their estimates are perfect unless it's like Amazon itself. You know what I mean?
They're still not perfect. Don't let them tell you that.
Yes. So these are estimates, and every estimating tool is going to give you a different number, and it's going to be different from your actual product as well, because we got to use some tricky algorithms and tricky stuff to try to get this. However, the more sales, this is a general rule of thumb, the more sales that are happening, the higher the monthly revenue, the higher the number of units sold, which is the better the estimate is, generally.
Well, yeah, when you have more data, it's going to make a better estimate, so that makes sense.
Yep, exactly. So this just kind of gives you a chart and some graphs to examine and look at the sales rank go up and down according to the sales. So you can see like on the 14th, we got 14 sales, and the next day it kind of increased in the BSR. And then you can kind of spot trends in here and kind of look at what your competitor's price point was is another really good way to use this actual tool.
Okay.
This is like, what's today? Today's at the top, 35.66, and you can see that their price point's kind of adjusted. Down here, they went down to $26.
Now, this could also be used in the reverse. Say you're selling an item and you control the buy box. You can actually look back at your price history and see the number of sales. This gives you like a really good line of a demand curve, where you can actually, or a supply curve, I guess. I apologize for that. Where you can actually see if a rise in price actually generates more or less sales, or the same, and you actually get that kind of marginal profit off the end. So this is an extremely valuable page that a lot of people just look at in one light, but can be used across multiple areas.
Yeah, totally. Very
and I'm
good
sorry
point.
that I give you random shit like that. That's just my econ brain going in and going, if I got all that crap, that would be something I would look at.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an interesting thing, like what you just said, is because you can play around with this, and you'll see that when they dropped the price to $26, they had 8 sales, but the day before they had 19 at $35. I mean,
yeah, so if you start doing the math there, you're going to be able to see which price point actually generates the most sales, and you're going to know where to price at, because in the world of economics, you can have an item that may be higher priced and generate lower sales, but the total net profit that you make off of it is higher. So that's something to consider with a tool like this. It's going to be able to show you that information.
Yes, definitely. And so we're just going to hide that. And yeah, that's the sales tracker. So let's jump into, I'm going to skim over the review alerts. I'll basically show it to you, but it's pretty straightforward. You can track any ASIN, any item on Amazon, and pretty much you can set it so that your alert preferences is like, if it gets a 1-star review, you're going to get an email. So you can put your products on here, highlight this 1 or 2 or even 3 stars, and then save it, and you'll get an email. So, so that you can try to reach out to that customer and get that remedied in whatever way that you can, because you have that ability, and you can see what was wrong, make a product improvement, and it's just good business in general. So, shall we jump into the super
Do it. I want to know what the super URLs are. I got about 5 minutes here. My wife actually has a sinus infection, so I've got to go right at 9 to take her home.
All right, we can do that. Sweet.
But go ahead, go for it.
All right, so super URLs are like this. Let's show you inside here. So wired gaming mouse is the term that I typed in, and let's say I click on this, the first mouse item. If I go up here and read this URL, and it might be hard to see on the...
Are you kidding me? Does it put it up there?
What? What does it put it up there?
Does the super URL put it up there? Is it like a bit.ly link, only shortened to be what you want it to be?
Yes.
Well, that's
so,
a bunch of crap. That's cool, but a bunch of crap too.
Yep. I mean, it helps rank, because Amazon's...
If you're searching for a certain page, if your keywords fall in that URL, and that's an old SEO trick, but it still reigns true. I mean, no matter what you do, if your URL says, I'm going to sell a wired, higher precision 1800 or 1600 DPI wired USB mouse, when someone searches that, they're going to find it. I mean, it's not secret magic. It's just the keywords match the search.
Yes, and that's what Amazon wants. Amazon wants to convert the customer, and when you convert the customer with your item on this keyword, Amazon says, okay, that item gets a higher rank when they type this in. It's pretty much as straightforward as that.
Yeah.
And when you convert, Amazon is happy. So what happens is in the beginning, when you're just starting off, you got like no sales and you're getting your first launch. What's so funny?
I got Beaver from Canada is telling me not to kiss my wife if she has a sinus infection. And Beaver, I think I can handle that. Maybe I'll try my best this evening. But I appreciate the concern. If you want to sing me happy birthday in Canadian, also known as English, hey, let me know. I apologize for the laughter. I just thought that was so funny.
That's hilarious. So be careful. But it's hard to say I can't kiss my wife.
I know, it's really weird to say.
So this is going to help in many ways. So like I was saying, if you're first launching your product, you're trying to get reviews, you're in your launch phase, you got 0 reviews, and you're sending a link out to your friends. You're not going to tell your friends, hey, go type in wired gaming mouse and go to page 65 and then click on my item.
That's just not nobody's going to do that.
Nobody's going to do that. You're going to be sending these links to your friends and to these people on your launch phase anyways. So send them a super URL, which means that when they purchase, even if it's at a discount or whatever, when they convert, they're going to convert for this keyword and Amazon is going to spike in the algorithm. So what we have here is inside the URL tool, you add a super URL. You basically type in the ASIN of the product. So we're going to, I think I just do the link. The link is fine. And then I'm going to type in the keyword wired gaming mouse. In fact, I'm going to type in another keyword because I can. So I'm going to type in USB gaming mouse. And this is a unique feature in AMZ Shark, and which you can't really do when you just kind of make these up on your own.
Makes sense.
And that means that what we do is we add multiple keywords. Now, personally, I wouldn't go over 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. It depends how much traffic you have.
There's a good idea for a marketing thing. Give the guidelines of what you should and shouldn't do. Just the marketing background in me throwing that out there, but that'd be a really good idea.
Yeah. So I mean, it depends how much traffic you're pushing, but your link is going to send them to one of these keywords randomly and proportionally, evenly. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's awesome.
So when you send one link, so your merchant ID only needed if the product is multiple sellers. So if you're trying to win the buy box, this is needed for your merchant ID. If it's your private label and your listing and you own the listing, no need. You can also get affiliate sales for this. It will just add it to the slug. And then I'm going to type in my mouse, any name ever. So you can type in any name, whatever. So this is going to come after when we make the super URL. So here is the super URL, right? amzshark.com/r/mymouse any names. And what's going to happen is it's going to show me for these 3 keywords. It's going to show me the visits and the clicks, and it will show me a graph of my clicks as well, which has 0 right now. So I'm going to paste that keyword or that super URL into my domain or URL address bar. And then you'll see that it comes up right here. USB gaming mouse is in the search term. It's in the URL. And when I buy this, it's going to spike the algorithm for this term.
So now this is just me on the back end asking a question. Does Amazon have a problem with the way that is generated on a super URL? Because I understand the whole USB gaming mouse and the landing on the page, but is there any kind of negative connotation with a kind of forced search that is happening there?
According to my knowledge, Amazon doesn't know.
Okay, that's fine, and they may not. I wanted to ask because that is something that just crossed my mind.
Yes, it's a very good question, to be honest, because you want to know if you're going to be penalized by trying to use a trick. And according to the Amazon community, and as much as I've heard and read, this is pretty much easy to do, and Amazon can't necessarily tell if you're using this, and it's doesn't break any terms.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Cool.
And that's completely fine. I was just curious because that is something that in SEO, there's some old-fashioned ways of getting SEO with the backlinks and kind of that kind of madness that kind of got ex-nayed as Amazon went along. And I was curious if this was a legitimate way of driving traffic to it, or if this was kind of something that was a workaround that would get you the traffic in the short term but may knock it off in the long term.
Yeah, it depends what your traffic techniques are in the first place too, right?
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, wherever you put this, it'll be there. And also, if I type in the URL again, it's going to come up with a different. It's going to come up with a different search term, USB gaming mouse. And then if I type it in again, it's going to come up with wired gaming mouse. So that's what the
search terms through it.
Yeah, that's what the tool does.
Okay, and I think that would actually, in my head, take away any of that negative connotation with those, because you have multiple terms it's going to pull through. It's not just going to land you in one spot time after time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And it's showing those 3 hits. So yeah, I know that it's getting down to the wire. This is the time.
And I apologize for asking you those random questions. It's just my background kind of incentivizes me to ask those questions because it's things that I would get asked myself. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And I hope that kind of shines some light that when we do these kind of Tech Tuesdays, it's not that we're trying to sell you a software. We're trying to show you the tools, and I'll ask questions that are either great or not great, and we'll see what they answer. But I hope you guys have seen kind of the awesome tool this is. And if I've got to give this a score right off just this demo and what I've used, I'm at a 9.5 easy on this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I think it's because of my background and kind of the knowledge that I have with it. But I think that these tools given to the right person are extremely valuable. I don't know if I can say that enough with everything, because even though I say it's valuable, it's in what everybody wants to think that it is. But I know the value of these for a large client that we may give stuff for. The client right now would pay like 10 grand for having me to give you that kind of information. I mean, just plain and simple.
Yeah.
For me to spend a few hours to work on it and then to have a search engine optimization plan, 10 grand to do it. But that stuff is, for you, I think you said $49 a month. Is that what you said?
Yeah, AMZ Shark is $50 a month. And
50,
if you use the FBA Master link, which is going to be either on FBA Master blog, it's either going to be on the FBA Master Facebook group, or our Facebook group at the Seller Dojo. Use that link and you'll get some bonus keywords and bonus product searches and queries.
Yeah, you get some pretty awesome stuff. I think Matt was hooking us up with everything.
Yep. It's the hookup. It's still $50 a month. We don't really discount it because we know how powerful it is.
Well, we appreciate the added benefit, because really we're going to tell people on the Facebook or the blog that you have this on this video, and that's about it. So people that watch this get kind of the added benefit of seeing how it worked, kind of questioning that a Amazon seller would have on these. And again, Theron, I apologize if I gave you a question you weren't ready for or everything.
Oh, it was
just
fun.
my brain. I warned you ahead of time. I was drinking wine, having a good old time, got to go with stuff. But I think you handled it all extremely well. And like I said, I would give this a 9 or a 9.5 on everything that I've seen in relation to kind of the search aspect of what Amazon has. And people don't realize that it's probably one of the largest e-commerce search engines in the world.
Definitely.
And there's a whole play there that us typical retail arbitrage or online arbitrage people don't see because we're not in that world. But millions of dollars are made by those who can look at the data, figure out which keywords are the ones they need to target, and providing products to those who can find those. So using the tool correctly can make you a lot of money. I'm going to throw out Theron's name. He's in the Facebook groups. He is easily accessible on Facebook. So if you have questions on how to use this information, ask him, ask me. I'll be happy to give you my advice on it. Like he mentioned, there is a complete blog post that he wrote about ranking at the top of Amazon search results. It's free. There's no tie to it at all. So you can go there and read that. It's on the FBA Master blog. If you are interested in getting AMZ Shark, I do get a commission off of posting this stuff. It's something that I have for any of the software or the Tech Tuesday people that I bring on, just a part of the kind of the agreement. So you can go through any of my links. I get a commission of that, but you get the awesome software at no additional cost to you.
Support Chris. Yeah.
Hey, we try to provide you the information. You can buy it through AMZ Shark or through me. I don't care, as long as you can make money and have a good time doing it. But overall, I want to thank Theron for taking the time out of his busy evening in the ceiling fan room with the bunny or bear. I apologize you had to deal with me and asking random questions, and I promise I wasn't out to get you. But I just want to make sure that the stuff we're showing people, all the bases are covered and the questions are asked. So I appreciate your answers, and you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, thanks, Chris, for having me, and thank you everyone else for enjoying this and learning something. And I just really wish you all the best in kicking ass on Amazon and just really making a living out of it.
I like his attitude. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I have the guy from TaxJar coming in to give a little background about that. And we have some other really awesome ones scheduled after that, and I'll let you guys know there. But make sure to give Theron some love on Facebook and on the FBA Master blog. And I will talk with you all next Tuesday.
Thanks, Chris.